Hey everyone. So thank you, first of all, for installing Scout. My name is Ahmed. I'm one of the creators of this app, and I'm also a Shopify merchant. And I thought that it would be important to do a quick few minutes, talk about what Scout is, why we built it, how to use it. And by the way, if there's anything that I miss in this, because I'm going to want to get through it pretty quickly, I will have a lot more detailed instructions and how-to literature in the description of the video below. So if there's anything that I missed there, check that out. If not, I'll be giving you guys a phone number and email that you can reach out to kind of chat with me personally. Okay, so let's get started. Now, let's just quickly go with what exactly Scout is, because there's a lot of confusion sometimes that can occur because it is a very different kind of an app that is non-traditional, just as everything else that we do. It's very non-traditional. And so sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. And I wanted to just clear a few of those things up. So basically, Scout is a CRM. It's a customer relationship manager tool. And what most CRMs are like lists, and you kind of see who your customers are, how much they've spent, have some basic information where they live, things like that. But that is CRM from years and a decade ago. That's what CRMs used to be. And also CRMs were mostly built for really big businesses. Nobody really was building CRMs for very small businesses, especially retail businesses like the ones that we run on Shopify. So that's what we wanted to build for. We wanted to build for small businesses. We wanted to build for retailers. And we wanted to make it really lightweight. And we came up with Scout, which is basically a chat bot assistant that informs you about important customer events as they are taking place. So that's basically what Scout is, right? Now, it's not just that it informs you about an important customer event, like, hey, this person just abandoned checkout, or hey, this person just bought for their 8th time, or hey, this person just spent $1,000. Like really important, customer events, obviously you want to be made aware of, but it's not enough just to be made aware of them. You need to take actions. There's a reason why Scout is telling you about this event, and it's because Scout wants you to take an action. And so what better way to get you to take an action than actually give you the one-click easy steps to take. And so that's what Scout does. And we'll get into that now. So to start, I'll give the example of the abandoned cart alerts. Now, if you're coming to us through the Shopify App Store, you can see that we clearly brand ourselves as a cart recovery. It's actually abandoned checkout recovery. It's abandoned checkout alerts, not abandoned cart alerts. My mistake there. It should say abandoned checkout alerts. But yes, we give you abandoned checkout alerts, and we brand ourselves as being a checkout recovery tool because that's really the biggest utility, and I think the biggest reason why someone should use Scout. However, there's a lot of other features as well, which I'll get to after this, but that's why I wanted to start with the abandoned checkout alerts. The abandoned checkout alerts, as you can see in this screenshot here, basically what you'll get is Scout will send you a message and say, hey, this person just abandoned their checkout at this time, right? That's basically all you have. You just give you this one message. Now, you can take two actions. The actions are you can either click recover sale or you can click show cart details. When you click, in this case, I clicked show cart details, and you'll get the cart information. You'll see what was in their cart, where they live, and then actually the screenshot is cut down here, but you'll see the total over here. You would see the total price and the cart value that is there. And again, after that, you can also click recover sale, which the button is also repeated down here, which will take you to a page where there's all these options that you can have. You can either recover by phone, by SMS, by WhatsApp, by email, and earn your money back. So I'll start again. I'll spend more time on this one because this is the feature that actually was the inspiration for the whole app, because this is what I needed for my business the most. I'll give you a quick background for basically where this Scout idea came from. And it came from me running my own store. So this is me. This is my product. I sell handheld bidets, both regular and hot and cold water bidets. They retail between $70 to $120. And basically, I was having a problem with abandoned checkouts. Customers were adding their products to their checkout, but there were a lot of people, I think 1 out of every 3 or 1 out of every 4 person who reached the last step of their checkout would end up abandoning, and I would lose the sale. And I tried a lot of ways to recover the sale, right? I did auto emails, mostly. I did exit pop-ups. I did remarketing on Facebook. So I was remarketing people that abandoned their checkouts to try to get them to come back. And, they all did okay. I recovered about 10 to 15% of my checkouts, I'd say. But it wasn't enough, I thought, because my product is very niche. And I knew that whoever was getting as far as checkout was probably pretty interested in my product. And I know my audience segment very well. I actually I target to a very specific segment. So I could tell by who I was targeting and who was at the checkout that these were, real buyers. And so again, 9 out of 10 people still weren't recovering with everything that I was doing. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to call them. I'm just going to say, after months and months of trying to figure it out, I couldn't figure it out. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to pick up the phone and ask them myself. And I did that. And the results were crazy. I didn't expect to be actually recovering cards. I was actually just calling to get feedback on what was I doing wrong and how could I have earned their business. But instead, what I got was people asking really long tail questions, like questions that I wouldn't anticipate. Most people assume that the questions are about price or shipping time or return policies and things like that. And that's what I thought as well, why people would abandon. And I try to make those things very clear. But there's a lot of questions like, hey, is it child friendly? Or, hey, is this going to be really good for my 80-year-old senior parent who I'm buying this for? Or it would be something like, hey, can I get a discount if I buy 10? Right? So there was things like that that you don't really anticipate to get questions asked about. But when I got on the phone and I was able to, first of all, understand these questions, answer them, be very friendly, be super helpful, offer that pre-sale customer experience. And what that ended up doing was I was earning trust with my customer. With that, they could put a voice to our brand, and I could represent my brand over a two-way, one-on-one conversation. And I was recovering crazy sales. I went to up to 55% recovery rate. If you don't believe me, I have evidence. I'll put that in the description. Basically, I have screenshots of before and after of my Shopify abandoned checkout page, which shows basically I was getting 55% of my carts recovered. Not only that, but I was actually selling more. So I wasn't just recovering what was in people's carts. They were actually adding more to their cart and buying, because people have more than one bathroom. If someone was going to buy one bidet for their bathroom, well, it turns out the guy actually had 3 bathrooms. So I was able to upsell as well. But anyway, basically, this is where the idea came from. I was seeing that I was making an extra almost $2,000 a month just by spending a few minutes on the phone every day. And I thought, man, I need to systemize this. I need a way for something to tell me, hey, this person just abandoned, so that I can reach out, call them, email them, WhatsApp them, SMS them, and get that sale. I also had my phone numbers as optional. I later on made them mandatory, just because I saw the value of having their phone number to be far outweigh any perceived friction that entering a phone number might have. So anyway, that's what happened. And I reached out to a friend of mine who's now basically the co-creator of this app with me. And we built this really simple app where I would just get a Facebook message anytime somebody abandoned their cart, and I could just take a one tap and get on the phone, and I was recovering crazy sales. Then we thought, man, this is really too good. We should actually make this a free app and put it on the Shopify App Store, just because more people need to be doing this. With the rise of online, people are thinking that, hey, let's just automate everything. Let's not talk to our customers. Let's really, make money sitting on a beach sipping pina coladas in Hawaii, and life will be good. That's not how it works. Ask any successful online retailer, they'll tell you that's not how it's possible. You need to have really good one-on-one pre-sale and post-sale customer experience, because now with online, with Amazon, with Walmart, Etsy, all these other really big marketplaces, there's so much competition. A customer could have, one of your visitors could have a tiny little whiff of mistrust, or think a little bit something is off, and they're done. They can literally buy 20 other competing products within one click anywhere else. So that's why offering this personal relationship and building a personal relationship is really important. So I won't go too much. You basically get it. What Scout does is it messages you on your Facebook Messenger and says, hey, check it out. This is what happened. Here's the action you should take. Now, this is on Facebook Messenger. It's correct. We are launching new channels. So Slack will be the next channel, so you can have your whole team kind of involved in this. And so yeah, so just keep that in mind. Now, next thing, basically, this is the second biggest feature for Scout, which is VIP and retention alerts. Basically, you can configure Scout to have a threshold of what a VIP customer looks like for you. So if you consider $1,000 customer, $1,000 LTV to be your VIP customer, then you can configure that. And anytime somebody spends $1,000 over their lifetime on their store, whether it's through one purchase or whether it's through 10 purchases, Scout will say, hey, this person just spent that much money. So on my store, I have a $500 VIP alert. As you can see here, that I got this alert where Hassan Damji, turns out he made his third order. So I have a 3-order retention. I want to know when someone makes their third order, because I think that's when somebody makes their third order, I know now they're a lifetime customer, and they always tell their friends about me, and they're doing all these things. So when someone makes a third order, I want to reach out and say thank you and kind of show my appreciation, maybe send them something for free. So that's why I have that alert set up. Now through Hassan's third order, he spent over $600. Well, my alert's at 500, so he had crossed the 500 mark, and so obviously Scout told me, hey, somebody just became a VIP customer. Again, I can click a button that says show appreciation, and again, I'll be taken to all of these options and actions that I can take to show my appreciation, as well as I can click show order, and what that's going to do is actually pop up basically the receipt in a visual form in the chat itself. Now, where the idea for this came from, again, it's really important that I mention this, is after I was using Scout for myself for about a year. I was using it for about a year for myself before we even decided to make it an app and let other people use it. And when we rolled it out, for me, and I was looking at it from the past 12 months of what my data looked like, I looked at my top 10 customers from that past 1 year. And what I found was really interesting. I found that the top 8 out of my top 10 customers, not the top 8, but 8 out of the top 10 of my customers, in terms of LTV, were actually customers who had abandoned their checkout first, that I had called up, and then they had made their purchase and then ended up becoming really long-term customers. So that really opened my eyes. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, because I was trying to figure out, well, these were people that actually abandoned their checkout, and now they're my best customers. How could that be? And the only thing that I can come across and think of is that it's because I made that one-on-one relationship with that customer. They could see that I'm a trustable company, that I'm a real person, I'm out looking to solve their problems with my product, and that I'm really good with my customer service. And that earned that trust. And then whenever they needed to get a second or a third or a fourth unit, they would get them from me. They would also buy them for their friends and their family. They'd buy them as gifts. So that's basically what I realized. And I thought, man, if I'm only contacting my abandoned checkout customers and they're becoming my best customers, I wonder what would happen if I contacted all my customers, even the ones just to say thank you. So then I set it up, and I was getting all these alerts. I was basically calling anyone that would make a sale. I would just call them up. I know it takes time. Obviously, it's time consuming, but it was super valuable, because I was just increasing my average LTV just by saying thank you, and just by saying, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting my small business, and thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for trusting me. And that just by saying thank you for trusting me, they're thanking me, right? My customers started thanking me for my service. So, anyway, basically, that's why we make those thresholds, because you don't want to get tons and tons of messages. You can set that threshold where only alert you on a $500 abandon, or a $500 purchase, or a fourth purchase, or an eighth purchase, so that your phone's not constantly blowing up all day. So you can set that up. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Next, now these are the actionable alerts. So if you were to click back here, right? If you were to click show appreciation, for example, this is the next page that you would see. And I apologize that I couldn't do this as a live demo. I was just having trouble with the webinar with this tool, and I wasn't able to actually get a live video. So I took screenshots. But basically, you'll get this message that pops up. And these are all the options that you can take to say thank you. You can either click phone, it takes you to the phone, it opens up your phone app, pre-dials the number. It even gives you a call script. It'll even show you a call script and then dial the number. Same thing with SMS. If you click SMS, it'll open your SMS chat app and actually have the SMS pre-written with the to section already pre-written. So all you literally have to do is press send. So you don't even have to type the message yourself. It's all kind of taken care of. Email, WhatsApp, again, all operate the same way. If you click WhatsApp, if you click email, it opens up your email or WhatsApp app. It has your message in the chat already, in the message already body, has their number or their email already in the to section. So it's already ready to go. It's basically, we've taken it as far as we could go without completely automating it, because that automation really isn't authentic. And customers these days know that it's not authentic. And so by actually making it where you have to be the final person to manually press send every time, it really does add that one-on-one kind of feel, especially when if it's coming through phone, SMS, or WhatsApp, right? Especially those are actually our highest converting channels, just because it's mobile first. Email open rates are dropping anyway. I can talk about this forever. There's all this other content that you'll find in our resources tab. So look out for that. So I won't get too much into it, but basically this is how it works. You get these one-tap buttons, super simple, super easy. You can also access them over the web, so it doesn't have to be the Scout chat on your mobile device. You could have it open on Facebook, on your computer, on Messenger on your computer, and you can access all the same stuff. Now, this is the other cool thing. We also have daily morning alerts as well. This is something that new that we rolled out recently. Basically, about 9:30 every morning, you'll get a message. You'll get two messages. One is a list of all of your new customers. So not repeat customers, not people that have bought before, but people that are first-time buyers over the last 24 hours. You'll also get a message for anyone that you should be following up with. Again, these are things that you would have pre-configured. So, a new customer you might set as only tell me about new customers that spend over $100. Okay, so in this case, I made 2 new customers yesterday that had spent over $100. Great. If I click show new customers, which I'll show you in a sec, you'll get a list. It'll be a big list of all my new, in this case, it'll be a 2-person list that I just click and I see. Same thing with the follow-up message. Now, the follow-up message we built for stores that maybe sell something consumable, like protein powder or supplements or food, dog food, something like that, where they might run out. And so you might want to follow up after 30 days or 60 days and say, hey, you might be running low. Can we help you? That kind of thing. So that you don't forget, that you don't lose customers, right? You shouldn't be losing customers. Once you've made a customer, right, it's cheaper to retain a customer than it is to acquire a new one. So again, this is it. It's free. It's free to contact an existing customer and make an upsell compared to acquiring a new one. So in this case, I have mine at 7 days. Why I like 7 days is because my product needs to be installed. And so after 7 days, I think is a good time if someone hasn't had it installed within the first 7 days of making the purchase. They should have already gotten it delivered. Shipping is between 5 to 7 days anyway. So I wait 7 days, guarantee that they've gotten their order by 7 days, within 7 days. And if they haven't installed it yet or assembled it yet, I say, hey, so can I give you help over the phone with assembly or installation? And they love it. If they haven't installed it by now, they're like, yep, they install it. They set it up. Basically, it's about delivering early success, which I have a post coming out, and I'll link that in this description as well. Check it out. But basically, the follow-up is a great way to offer early success to new customers to make sure that they retain with you and they stay with you. We made it for food and stuff, but it even works with mattresses. If you sell mattresses and they should be replaced every 10 years, man, put your follow-up at 10 years. And then 10 years later, if, hopefully you're in business and you're a big business, you'll say, hey, this person bought a mattress 10 years ago. Maybe you should follow up now. It's time for them to buy a new mattress. You can make it at 5 years. If you're selling really anything, there's a life to everything that you sell, any product. So figure out what that life is and contact them, before that life is expired. That's why we made these alerts. This is the example of what that follow-up alert would look like. If you click that button to show list, you would see a pop-up of a list. And again, you'd see the customer, Again, this was about 7 days ago because I had my follow-up list at about 7 days. And then when I click this contact button, it would take me to, that phone, SMS, WhatsApp, email thing that you saw in the previous slides. Now we can also segment your customers. This is also really cool. You can once you're in the list view, there's actually 5 segments. There's the abandoned checkouts list. There's the new customers list, which is where we were at. There's a repeat customer, so customers that have bought more than once or twice or whatever that you've set it up as. Customers that you should follow up with, and VIP customers. So these 5 customer segments are all here. You can select them through the drop down, and again, just know that the actions are already predefined, they're set to go, and you can quickly go and edit those, which we'll get to in a sec. Now, why is all this important? I've mentioned it already, hopefully you've gotten the gist of it, but basically why it's so important to have that one-on-one conversation and to manage these customer relationships is because customers are your lifeline, they're your lifeblood, they make everything work. At the end of the day, your business exists to serve customers. If you're not thinking about serving customers, you're thinking about only serving yourself or serving something else, it's very unlikely that you'll manage long-term success. So it's really all about serving the customer. And at the end of the day, people buy from people. They're not just buying from a robot or a bot on your website. They're not just buying from your website and just clicking and buy. Yes, people do it for convenience. But when somebody's on the fence, right? When somebody is interested, but they're like, maybe later, it's that one-on-one relationship that actually is successful in converting them. And that's what we built this for. That's why we built it for small businesses specifically and for retail businesses specifically. And anyway, it's going back to this whole point about customer experience. Customer experience is the new differentiator, right? Back in the day, you would ask, why would people buy from your business? Oh, we have better quality. Oh, we have lower pricing, right? Those were the two kind of fields in which you would differentiate your product or your service. But nowadays, everyone's quality is going up. Everyone's price is going down. Drop shippers are coming up left and right. It's easy to start a business and sell something online. There's 14-year-old high school kids that are starting, businesses online and selling things. So, that's no longer a differentiator. The differentiator now is experience, is how can you make your customer feel? How quickly can your customer feel success by buying from you? Which again, that, keep a lookout for that post coming out. Which I'll link if it's once it's published down below. It really kind of explains our whole mandate. It's going to be a key article to kind of really express what we're all about. And at the end of the day, our tagline is relationships equal revenue. So the more relationships you're able to create, the more revenue you will create. And that's at the end of the day why CRM is so important. Now, a lot of people will be asking about this question, so I'm going to proactively answer it now. This is also where we have the most trouble and have to do the most troubleshooting. So thanks for sticking around and listening to this part. Basically, I'll show you exactly how this works, but you should have already, if you're seeing this video, you should have already installed Scout and you should have already connected your messenger. Now, if you haven't connected your messenger, by clicking this button in the onboarding, it means that you're not really ready to go with Scout yet. You've missed the crucial step to get started with your alerts. And that might have happened because you have an ad blocker or a pop-up blocker blocking it. So the way to do that is to temporarily allow pop-ups and to temporarily stop the ad blocker, refresh that page, and then click on this send to messenger button. If you're already connected on Facebook, you won't have to sign in. If you're not connected on Facebook, if you're not logged in already, then you will need to log in. But most people are already logged in, so it'll be pretty simple. You just basically click that button and it's done and you're connected and you have to do nothing else. So I'll show you quickly how that will work and then we'll move forward and just see what the next slide. Yeah. Now, if you missed it and you can't figure out how to get back there and connect your messenger, that's easy. On the settings page, which you can access through your Shopify Scout apps in your Shopify apps panel, click on Scout and you'll see this will come up, will be on the top of the page. Just invite yourself again. Type in your own email address, invite yourself, you can invite unlimited business partners, invite them. They'll get an email, which I'm going to show you right now. And you'll be able to kind of connect there. So you click to accept invitation. This you should have already seen. Basically, this is the onboarding, kind of just tells you what Scout is. These are the different alerts that we give you. And then finally, this is where you'll see the connect to messenger button. Now you notice that it took a few seconds for it to load. That's just because of a problem that's just something on Facebook side. Again, if you don't see a send to messenger button below, probably it's because you need to disable the ad blockers. So once you click this, I'm on incognito here, so I'm not logged in, but once you click this, you should see a pop-up, which I'm not sure in that part of my screen, so maybe you didn't see it, but basically it'll ask me to sign in and connect my messenger. Once you do that, you're basically good to go, and you will be on this page that I'm showing you now, that I was on the slides for. So let's go back into the slides. So yeah, when you connect Messenger, it's really important that you connect Messenger. Once you connect Messenger, you'll be good to go. If you still can't figure it out, send us an email, give us a call on our toll-free, and we'll help you with that. Now, to the fun part, editing the filters. Now, you saw, if you're getting a lot of abandons, you might not want to, you might be, hey man, I'm getting way too many abandons, I can't deal with all this. That's fine. If you're a big enough business, you want the automation, that's fine. But there's going to be certain carts that will be very big and very juicy, and you're not going to want to miss out on them. So for that reason, you can increase your minimum cart value so that you only get alerted on abandoned checkouts over that value. So if all of your orders are like $40 and everything's $40, $4, and you're getting 100 of those a day, well, a handful of times a day or a handful of times a week, you might get an order for $300 or $500, for example. And those are big enough sales that would be worth, getting on the phone with, talking to that customer. If they're a customer willing to spend a lot of money, that's maybe an interesting segment, an interesting target that maybe you want to be aware of, a new type of customer that you weren't aware of. You might have discovered a new customer, stumbled upon a new customer. So it's important to call these people and just kind of understand who they are, why they need so much, and again, answer the questions and make that sale. So that way you don't get 100 messages a day, you'll maybe only get a handful, the higher that you make your thing. You can also just disable the alert. You can say, you know what, I don't want any abandoned checkout alerts. You can disable it. Click this and you're disabled. Now going back, I'm going to show you the screen again. I'm going to show you all the other ways that you can edit your alerts. In that I only had one, but these are kind of all the people in the chat. Sorry, connected to the Scout. This is all the team members. You can click which team member to apply it to, and then select here. So abandoned checkout. You know what? I could enable it or disable it. Right, new customer. What price do I want to know about new customers? Well, you know what? I'll make that $100 as well. So now that's saved for $100. Follow up. How many days later after purchase do I want to make a follow up? In my case, like I said, I'd like to do it for 7 days. Repurchasing customer. What's the minimum number of purchases I want to be made aware of? I'm going to make this 2 because I want to help them to get to the number 3 purchase. VIP. What is a VIP customer? Like I said, I have it at $450. Or I can just disable it. You know what? The repurchase isn't enough, or enable it again. It's up to you. Now, next up, I wanted to show is going back to the slides. Is editing the custom messages. So, when you get that alert and you have those one-tap phone, SMS, email, WhatsApp alert, actions that you can take, you don't want to have to rewrite everyone each time, especially if it's not what you want. So we have allowed you to edit your templates. So in this case, this is the SMS template for abandoned checkouts. This is the SMS that I would go out that would be predefined in my chat that I can just kind of send it off. Hi, and then it'll say your customer's first name here. My name is, and then it would be my name. It's whatever's already in your Shopify store. This would be your Shopify store. And again, you can edit that. So let me show you again how this looks like in real life. And you should see now these are all the messaging templates. So these are all of my scripts for the event and checkout alerts. This is the call script that it'll recommend me before I start the call. This is the email template, right, with a checkout URL so they can easily go back to their checkout, which again, you can send. This is the SMS message that you can send. WhatsApp, again, these are all of them being predefined. And again, you can send different ones for Obviously, a abandoned checkout message will be different to a thank you message for a VIP customer, which might be different from a repeat customer, which might be different from a follow-up customer, which might be different from a new customer. So you can set all of these templates that you want, so that whenever you click on that you want to send this, it's sending the right message and you don't have to rewrite them every time. So that's basically it in terms of functionality. If there's anything that I didn't answer here, you can contact me through our toll-free number, which is here, or email me personally at this email address. We're super helpful. We love helping out, so don't be shy. We'd love to chat. And finally, this is what Scout does, right? It just connects you with the right people at the right time so that you can build the right relationship. Thanks so much. Enjoy.